Okay, my name is Evangelist Chukwuka, the CEO of Abounding Foundation. I have been walking around in Stockholm here, Story, Kunstler Garden, trying to talk to the youths about the crime and what they think about the crime, why they are committing so much crimes, and why there's no sense of belonging as they claim, because they believe that they are neglected, there's a high level of negligence and so on. And I discovered that what they are saying is true, because almost all the youths are saying the same thing. Now, I meet one other person here again who has been in Sweden for a while, and I want to ask him some few questions, but he wants to be anonymous, so we are not showing his face. Yeah, we want to respect that. He doesn't want his face to show, but I'm going to ask him some questions, and he's going to tell me what's going on in Sweden here, because I lived here for 28 years, for the past 28 years now. I mean, and I know it's a beautiful country, but there's a high level of discrimination. There's high level of, their intolerance. They don't accept foreigners the way they should. So I'm trying to ask people, why is that happening? So I'm going to ask this, my brother here. Please, sir, I don't need to ask your name because we want us to be anonymous here. Why are there so many young people committing crime in Sweden?
Här i Sverige, problem med unga människorna är från skolan från början.
Yeah.
Det är lärarna som säger massa skit till ungarna, de får inte lyssna på föräldrarna. Det är de som bestämmer själv. Hur fan kan man säga till en 7 eller 8-åring att det är de som bestämmer?
Okay, jag får förklara lite här. What he's saying is that in Sweden here, the parents, basically this is one point I want to make. The parents are saying that the youth doesn't listen to their parents. They just do whatever they like. The society have allowed them to behave the way they want. They don't want to take order, or you tell your children how to behave. They will react. And if you act on those children, you might go to prison. They might cause social for you, and you will have a problem. So go ahead, sir.
Och de andra länderna, alltså i Europa, när man är typ 15 till 18, 20, 25 år, man kan jobba på helgerna. Alltså man kan hitta någon jobb på helgerna, man kan göra det efter skolan. Men här, de svarta ungarna får inte chans att göra det.
In other countries, yeah, you see so many black people in other countries or foreigners in other countries in Europe. They can work in the evening after school, they can go and get a job, and it makes their pocket, they have something in their pocket. But in Sweden here, it's saying the youth doesn't have such opportunity. That's why you see them on the streets hanging around everywhere, doing nothing, and you see many of them getting involved in crime to be able to belong to the society. You know how the peer pressure is. The peer pressure comes, and they say they want to do what others are doing, buy a car like other people, they get involved in crime. Go ahead, sir.
Kolla, alltså, vi ser så ungarna som är typ 16-17-åringar och de har svenska kompisar. Och svenska kompisarna har kläder som kostar typ 5 000 eller 4 000. Och ungarna får inte 5 eller 3 000 alltså på 3-4 månader. Så vad ska de göra? De får gå och sälja knall för att få 3 eller 4 000 för att kunna köpa kläderna.
Yeah, he's saying that the young people here, you see some of the young Swedish boys and girls, they are wearing clothes cost like 400 pounds. That's about 4,000 Swedish crowns. It's like 100 to 1, 10 to 1, right? About 400 crowns, that's about 400 pounds, which is about 4,000 Swedish crowns. And some of these foreign kids, they cannot afford to buy such clothes. So how do they afford? How can they get the money and look at the young kids? The Swedish kids are looking good in school. They are looking good everywhere. And the foreigners are not. So it makes them to be forceful to go into crime, to be able to raise money and buy the same Armani, Gucci, Louis Vuitton and all that. So peer pressure. I'm not saying it's good for them to look after those things, but that is natural. It's the way people think. If this person is looking good, obviously that should look good too. I'm hearing so.
Och vi som är typ under 20 under 25 och sådana. Vi vill gå ut och dansa och festa. Men är du svart, går du in på klubben, du ser själv att alltså, du är inte välkomna där. För vakterna låter inte det gå in. Grund av hudfärg bara. Det är inte grund av dina kläder, för du har samma kläder som de vita har. Men de säger nej, du är inte välkomna här. De säger nej bara. Du kan inte komma in.
Then down har also marked. So this one is talking about something I've already witnessed. Because I was a bad boy and a drug dealer in Stockholm, I used to be able to get into spy bar. They could allow me to go into spy bar east because I was a bad boy. But those that doesn't have that money, they don't let them in. Blacks are discriminated. If they want to go to party, once you're a black person, they don't allow you to go into the party. The white people, the Swiss people can go into the party. So these things are building hate If you're a black man and you're not a pop star, you're not a star in this place, you're not gonna get in. So this is not right. We have to do anything humanly possible to begin to transform society. If not, the people in Sweden might be dragged into mess, because these kids are growing with hatred. Their mind is totally shifted. Now they are full of anger, resentment, and they feel like they want to revenge in any way they can. That is why crime is going the way it's going in Sweden. I want to ask you one more last question here now. What do you think is the solution? How can we turn this around? Who can be your so art can be message so they believe you better?
Okay, det vi kan göra är att de svarta måste vara i samma grupp. Och här går jag ut nu och ser en svart människa och jag älskar. De hälsar inte tillbaka. De kollar mig snett och går förbi. Det händer här. Om du vill, vi kan testa. Vi ser en man här, en svart man och gör så. Så de gör så. För när de ser mig själv, de tror att jag är svart, jag är ett problem. Att jag vill ha hjälp från dem. Alltså det här, det är politiken, det är sant.
I've heard what you say here. He's saying that, I mean, I'm asking him, how do we sort this out? He said that it's very important that the foreigners also love each other, accept each other, come together as one. So I mean, even if it's like, a black man have a good job, help other black people to get a job. But here, he's talking about, you walk around here in Garden now, you look around all this place now, see everywhere now. If you go there as a black man now, you see another black man, if you want to say hello, he will just turn his face and go, because he sees you like a trouble, like a problem. You don't have a job, so I don't want to help you. Like he's coming to ask you for help. Yeah, that's the way they see you. And it's true. That's what he's saying. So I mean, so that's, in other words, what he's trying to suggest here is that we have to try to build a very strong organization that understands each other, create job for each other. Instead of going into crime, let us be a little bit creative. Let us be creative, not destructive. Because destruction does not pay anybody. Yeah, I really appreciate that you take your time. My sister, do you want to say anything? I don't mind. Please, you don't need to have a video on. You can talk. I want to hear you in English. Please say your mind concerning the youths. Please.
I agree with everything that has been said. I mean, it's very difficult to like change stuff like this, because this has been going on since like slavery, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, black people aren't taken seriously. We have to the blacker you are, like the more you have to work harder to be taken seriously. Like, since I'm mixed race, so I'll have it easier being taken seriously, getting jobs and stuff, and also because I'm half Swedish.
Yes.
But for someone who is fully black and maybe doesn't speak the language properly or whatever, like it's very difficult for them to, get jobs or even be taken seriously. Like my dad, for example, he's Jamaican. So he lives here, but he's from the UK.
Yeah.
So even for him, he's from England, like he speaks fluent English, but it's still difficult for him because, I don't know, it seems as if people, if you're not fully Swedish and if you don't speak perfect Swedish, it's just difficult. And a lot of like children, their parents, they work jobs where they work at night. Their mothers, maybe they work at like or maybe they're like nurses or something like that. Yeah. So they're out. Their parents work at night.
Night job.
Yeah. So
and the kids are alone in the house.
Yeah. So they're alone, and that means that they go out when their parents aren't around. Because if their parents were around, they would probably not let them go out and do mischievous stuff.
So in other words, they should cut down their working hours, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to work there and then deal with the children at night, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because the youths are going wayward because the parents doesn't care. They are not taking care of the kids.
Yeah. And also what he said, it's all about just making money. Like I spoke to a guy who was a drug dealer, and he said something like, why should I work, a normal job when I can like earn what normal people, what normal people earn like in a month, I can earn that like in a few days.
Yeah.
So why should I even bother working like a normal job? They just, I don't know, it just feels as if they're a bit like, I don't know, like addicted to kind of like proving themselves to Swedish people or white people maybe.
Yeah.
They want to like look good and have,
Okay, but don't you think it's very good, like you said, like my young brother said here, that we have to create something. It was like create something, bring each other together, get a job for each other. Even if we have a cafe, a very good cafe like this one here now, employ the foreigner.
Fortsätt.
Ser du den här kafén? Jag som är svart man. They're going to the city.
Can you point the cafe? Just point at that cafe. See that cafe now? It's only white people everywhere there. That's what he's trying to say, okay? He has his money, he wants to go there and buy, but he won't be accepted.
Yeah.
Even if he managed to force himself in there, they will be looking at him so strange. Nobody want to sit beside him.
Yeah. But for all kadom till Africa, or say at the Lord, don't be help for folk in Africa, Swarta Manako. Now, don't point to Africa, don't for help be Swarta, some Buri, land.
Okay, look at that, it's very logical. This is powerful. This is powerful. I love this, yeah? They said that they're going to Africa to go and help the Africans, right? So now the question is asking, you can't help us here in Sweden. So how can you go to Africa and help the Africans? Yeah. I think this is where I'm going to round up this program, and I want to thank my brothers and my sisters here. And the okay, please, go ahead, sir.
Alltså, de åker till Afrika och de vill inte hjälpa oss. De vill ha våra resurser bara. De behöver inte oss. De vill
They are
inte
going there just only to get the resources from Africa, not because they want to help them. And that I can agree completely, because I know what's going on in my country, Nigeria. Nigeria is totally bankrupt because of the way they move money over to the West and so on. And we are asking God to help us. But God cannot help those who doesn't help themselves. You have to help yourself before God will help you. Go ahead, sir. Sorry.
Vi säger så 100 gånger rikare än Europa. Med det spegologi, vi afrikaner, vi måste vakna.
So many of us are 100 times richer than Europe, but psychologically we need to wake up, because these things are draining us completely. We need to get on our feet and start acting right.
De kan inte hjälpa oss. Det är vi som ska hjälpa dem. Och vi ska inte sitta där och bara, nej, vi ska komma och hjälpa oss. De kan inte. Det är vi som kan hjälpa dem. För de kommer att våra gulder, olja, diamanter, vad fan heter det, en massa skit.
Alla mineral resources and things där.
Ja, de kan inte leva utan det.
It's so disheartening, it's perturbing, it's quite disturbing, but it is the truth. Everybody's saying the truth. I've listened to so many youths today. Since morning I've been evangelizing. I went to go and see my son in Rainbow, finish that, come out here, start evangelizing, talking to people about Jesus Christ, who saved me, who made me who I am today. And I'm also trying to ask some social questions. You know, that's why you see me ending up here with my brother and my sisters here, who is telling me their mind about what's going on in Sweden and everything. It is quite sad. And I'm begging anybody who have any contact with Swedish authority, please let us address the matter of the youths. I am a Swedish citizen. I'm a Nigerian born. I live in London right now. I have 7 children. I was a drug dealer, served 8 years in prison in Sweden here. I'm a changed person. Jesus touched my life. Inside the prison, I became a new person. Today, I am standing tall to say that wrong is wrong, right is right. I'm fighting against crime. I'm fighting against discrimination. Everything that has to undermine the rights of foreigners, I'm against it. I'm against racism in all ramifications. What I'm just saying here, government officials in Sweden, let us look into the matters. The youths are hanging around misbehaving because they are totally discriminated and they're totally forgotten. They neglect them completely. And then parents, the last thing I'm going to say here, parents, please reduce your night job. When you're working night, your kids are misbehaving on the night. They go out and party. They're even bringing girls into the home when they're only 16, 15 years. That is bad. And the girls are bringing some boyfriend at the age of 15, 16. Before you know it, the kids are doing abortion at a very young age. We don't need to see all these things happening. If parents can put their eyes down, things will be okay. I think things will be okay. Thank you so much for listening to us. God bless each and every one of you. My name remains Evangelist Chukwuka, the CEO of Abounding Grace Foundation. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Thanks.